Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. As mentioned on the previous video with regard to finding all your chords and all your keys, this is part 2. So sit tight and we'll go through flat keys, sharp keys and the notes on the guitar neck. Okay, see you at the end. The second part of this video is just knowing the notes on your guitar neck. Now, I think it's important to know all the notes across the whole fretboard. Like the formula with major, minor, minor, etc., the notes of the strings, or the notes in music, follow a sequence. It's alphabetical. Okay, so we're going to look at the notes on the guitar neck, and then we're going to look at flat keys and sharp keys. If I start on the low E, that's a low E. The following note is F. That's F sharp, also G flat, but we'll come back to that in a moment. G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, back to E. So we have the octave. Okay, so the sequence is always the same. So from here, A sharp, B, C, and so on. If I take my A string, that's going to be exactly the same. A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, and so on. So the sequence continues. It's always alphabetical. Now, of course, you've got your sharp and your flat in between. I'll just recap on the sharp and flat bit. Okay, so the in-between notes are called enharmonics. So you have an F sharp is the same note as a G flat. Sounds the same. Now on musical notation, it will be on a different part of the stave. Okay, we're not going into that. So if I tell you all the in-between notes, so you've got F sharp, G flat, then you've got your G, G sharp, A flat, there's your A. So that in-between note there is an A flat or a G sharp. Then you've got your A and your B. In between, you have A sharp or B flat. Then we have B. Now, we don't have a sharp or flat in between B and C. Don't ask me, I didn't make the rules. Okay? And then we have C sharp and then D. And that's also D flat. Then D sharp, and then E, and the D sharp is also E flat. Now, I forgot to mention, there's also no sharp or flat in between E and F. Like I say, I didn't make the rules. But they are your enharmonics, the in-between notes, sharps or flats, depending on the key. Okay? So the next part of the video is going to be about your sharp keys and your flat keys. Sit tight and we'll be back. There are 12 keys in music. Some keys contain sharps, some keys contain flats. You don't mix them. So when you're doing your sequence, you'll know what to call your chord, whether it's a sharp or a flat. How do we know that? I'm going to tell you. The keys that contain sharps are G, D, A, E, B, and F sharp. The keys that contain flats are F, B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat. So when you're doing your sequence, if you're in the key of F, okay, you know that the fourth note, so we know F major, G minor, A minor, the next note is B flat. When we touch this note here, that is a B flat. Now if you remember earlier, I went through all the enharmonics. So B flat is there after A. So after the A string, there's the B flat. Okay, so as you go through your sequences, you'll know which keys to name as flat keys and sharp keys. We'll get you songwriting soon. So just go back over it, have a look, write down the alphabetical notes over the sequence, get used to naming the keys and the notes and the chords. Okay, give it a go. There you go. Well, I hope that all made sense and you learned something between the two videos that should allow you to know what chords to play, what keys you're in, and finding all your notes across the whole guitar neck. Please leave a comment, like, and maybe even subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Okay, it all helps. See you next time. Bye.